Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I thought I would do a little book haul for you. Okay, I was gonna film it like 2 days ago, except I was waiting on the books to get here. But all of the books and all of the little goodies have arrived, so let's get started. So the first book that I got is, I want to say it's book 5 or 6 of the From Blood and Ash series. I love this series so much. However, there was a tiny mistake. I ordered the hardback cover because the rest of them are hardback and I like to keep them the same within the series. However, they did not send me the hardback. Instead, they sent me the paperback sprayed special edition. I'm not complaining about it, so it is what it is.
Hey guys, Editor Liz here. I just want to say that if you continuously see me fiddling with something in my lap, I have a little Bluetooth button that allows me to start and stop videos, pictures, whatever. So that is what I'm continuously pressing in my lap. I swear that is all it is. I just wanted to put that in there.
The next book that I got is The King of Envy by Anna Huang. I love her series so much. I love the Twisted series. I love the whole King of whatever. I'm really excited. I know it's gonna seem like it's gonna be a lot of books. However, all of the books that I ordered, I am not going to read them until I get to their authors as I read through my entire bookshelves. So these may take me a month or so to get to read them, which is fine. And I know it may seem like it's going to be a lot of books. However, I have not bought books in the last like 2 to 4 months. So I will not necessarily buy books again until, end of summer. So that's that. Okay, the third book that I got out of 6 is The Ballad of Never After. I have actually been trying to order this book for, I want to say, 5 months. Every time I go to order it, whether it's through Target, Walmart, Books a Million, aka BAM, or even Barnes and Noble, they have either been sold out or it's been the wrong copy. So after 5 months of waiting, I finally got it. So I'm very excited to read it. The next book that I got is actually a new series. Um, it's called Beyonders. I love this author. Technically, yes, he is a children's author, except he also wrote one of my favorite childhood series ever called Fablehaven. If you know, you know. And I've been really wanting to get into more of his books. So he's done Fablehaven, the spin-off series, and then he's also done Beyonders, which I'm very excited to read this. And this book is also really, really shiny, and it looks kind of thick. However, I don't know if you can tell, but the font is super small, so I'm very excited. All right, the second to last book before we get into the really good stuff is Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. I would say Ali Hazelwood is in my top 3 favorite authors of all time. With the exception of 2 novellas, I actually have all of her books. I love her book. The first book I ever read was The Love Hypothesis, and then I realized, hey, I love this author, I love her work. So then I went out, and over time, within the last year and a half or so, I have bought all of her books, all of her releases as they come out. I've never met a book of hers that I didn't like. So I'm very excited to read this. It's Age Gap, which is something new that I've never quite really read before, with the exception of Akatar, but I don't think that counts. So I cannot wait. So the last book that I have before I get into the little goodie pile was actually just released, I want to say, over the weekend, and it is Game On by Navessa Allen. I love Lights Out. I love Caught Up. They are so funny and so well written, and it's a beautiful book. Again, top 3 favorite authors. I am very excited to read this, which I think once I'm done filming, I may actually go read this. So that's going to be fun. And then on to the little goodie pile. So BAM released a Lights Out collection. They collabed with Navessa Allen herself, and they came out with a little merch line. So the goodies that I got is this Fred approved Lights Out bookmark. If you've ever read Lights Out, you know who Fred is. He's very adorable, and I love the fact that he's holding a little knife too. The details on this are just incredible. And then I got the Game On poker chip keychain. It actually spins. I'm probably either going to put this on like my mail key or my house key, mainly because on my keys I have a fourth wing keychain, so I think that's really cute. And then the last thing that I got, which is going to become my new school bag, mainly because it has the lining on the inside and it's waterproof, is the Lights Out bag. Well, it's not really a tote bag, but you have Lights Out, you have Caught Up, you have Game On, and then it also has a button, and then it has a little phone and wallet pocket. It has the waterproof material on the inside, and then it also came with this really nice long strap. So that is my little book haul.
Okay, so it is currently a few days later. I have finished the Into Darkness trilogy, and now I will tell you my thoughts on them.
So, for reference, I am talking about These by Navessa Allen. Yes, I just recently got Game On. Yes, I did finish it within a day, but that's not the point.
Okay, so obviously we're going to start with the first one. I love this. I want to say like 4.5 out of 5. Can't go wrong with it. It is an icon. Truly love the balaclava versus baklava moment. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know how deeply funny it is. Moving on to the second book. This one is about Nico and Lauren. I rated it a 4 out of 5. I didn't really like it as much as the first. The first one, it balanced like the darkness. I don't know how I would describe this one. It wasn't my favorite out of the three. Would I read it again? Yeah, probably. Am I going to? Yeah, probably. On to the third one, Game On. I It was good. Don't get me wrong. It was great. It was good. It was great. It was lovely. However, I I feel like all of the character building that happened to Tyler in the first two books just completely went out the window. Because in the first two books, it's explained like, oh, he's an asshole because of who his best friend is. Like that's his personality. And then in the third book, completely wipes away. It's like, oh yeah, he's just an asshole because he just needs someone to care for him. Don't get me wrong, I still love it. However, I feel like I would need to reread it again, or at least a couple more times to like fully catch everything and all of like the little hidden details in it. But I would read them again. Okay, and the books that I'm going to read this upcoming week, so basically from I think Wednesday or Thursday, whenever this gets posted to like the next weekend, I cannot remember what the series is called, but it's the one by Renee. No idea how to pronounce her last name. But it starts with the beautiful, and then it goes the damned, the righteous, and then the ruined. I think I read this one like once, maybe 2 years ago. I know there's like a girl and like some magical power and like I think like a vampire. I know it ends with them in a church. Do I remember anything else? No. I'm actually really excited to read this because this is one of my sister's favorite series. So I'm really excited to read it. I will obviously read 3 out of the 4 books in that series because I do not have the last one just yet. And then next week, when I do the weekly wrap up, I will let you guys know how it goes. And with that, that was my little TBR haul and TBR insights. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Bye.